This is the download from Sounds Profitable, your daily source for the essential news in the business of podcasting. I'm Gavin Gaddis. Here's what you need to know for today, Wednesday, July 1st, 2026. We got a lot to go through today. You can tell because I just dramatically took my glasses off, something you could tell in an audio medium. First up, before I get into the top news, thank you, podcasting. As New York Podcast Movement Sessions open call came to a close last night, we've counted nearly 800 submissions. The first ever New York-based podcast movement is on track to be a blast. Don't forget you can grab your tickets now. And one more reminder, this year, Podcast Movement has no tiers to the tickets, just one general admission for $199. Link in the show notes. Now for our top story, Next Audio's Frugal Can Playbook. Next Audio co-founder and chief commercial officer Lamia Soltani detailed on LinkedIn how the Middle East North Africa Audio Network hosted a Cannes Lion networking event without VC funding, cutting costs at every turn, such as splitting a boat rental with another company for over 80% in savings, catering from a local vendor found by walking around Cannes, also over 80% savings, using supermarket beverages picked by Vivino ratings, over 90% of savings, economy flights with complimentary lounge access via an Emirates Skywards credit card, and a last-minute Airbnb 20 minutes from the Croisette, about 70% in savings. Here's a quote from Soltani, quote, "You don't need the biggest budget to make an impact, but a clear objective, creativity, discipline, integrity, and a willingness to roll up your sleeves." End quote. Sounds Profitable's Brian Barletta made a similar case in a separate LinkedIn post, citing a $2,250 flight and an $850 Airbnb to fly in podcaster Ty King on 2 weeks' notice, and Sounds Profitable's own beachfront presence built through an LBB Online Little Black Book partnership for less than the company spent at the podcast show London. Next up, riches versus niches, the value of community in podcasting. The YouTube upload of a Sounds Profitable panel from the Cannes Lion International Festival of Creativity is now live. The panel, as the headline said, riches versus niches, the value of community in podcasting, and where smaller shows can deliver big results, featured Mike Resnick of SoundStack, Chris Peterson from Red Seat Ventures, Billy Hartman from Art19, and Elsie Kaplan from Adopter Media. The group examines why smaller, niche-owned podcasts can outperform broad-reach shows on the metrics that matter to advertisers: audience engagement, premium ad rates, and subscription revenue. The 37-minute discussion argues that category ownership is becoming the more durable business model in podcasting. Next up, Deep Blue Mondometrics partner on Women's Sports Index. Deep Blue Sports and Entertainment and Mondometrics have launched the Women's Sports Index, a real-time platform that benchmarks and evaluates media value across women's sports using social data from TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook. Using Mondo's Mondo Trends AI, the index can measure a team or athlete's post-performance against its own history, in league peers, or women's sports as a whole, addressing a gap left by traditional metrics like Nielsen ratings and ComScore that don't capture social engagement. Here's a quote from CEO Deep Blue, Laura Correnti. Quote, "For so long, we've really had to rely on, I'll say, duct taping together a series of third-party vendor tools." End quote. She also adds that the goal was to create a central source of truth that was moving at the speed of the market. Mondometrics founder and CEO Nick Cicero said 9 new women's sports leagues have launched since 2020, most without major TV deals, forcing them to, quote, "build a fan base from the ground up," end quote, on social rather than relying on a broadcast schedule. The index is live for current Deep Blue and Mondo clients, with LOVB already with League One Volleyball already using early data to help its athletes build their personal brands. Next up, Nielsen trends show PM drive listening leads AM in top 10 markets. Nielsen's May 2026 survey found PM drive, that's 3 to 7 p.m., accounted for 56.8% of the week's unique adult 18-plus radio audience across top 10 U.S. markets, compared to 43.2% for the AM commute drive, that's 6 to 10 a.m. That's up slightly from 56.3 to the 43.7 split from May of 2025. Inside Audio Marketing reports. Chicago, 58.9%, and New York, 58%, posted the widest PM leads, with afternoon share rising year over year in 5 of the 10 top markets. A companion Crowd React Media survey of more than 1,000 U.S. adults found the share citing afternoon as their primary listening period rose from 28% to 34% over the past 2 years, while morning fell from 52% to 40%. The reversal challenges long-standing assumptions about morning drives, primacy in radio ad planning, and daypart strategy. As for the rest of the news, True Native Media is hosting an office hours webinar on July 15th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, which is currently open for registration. You can get in on that now. Joan Keary has struck a strategic partnership to handle ad sales and brand partnerships across We Speak in Bitcoin's network, starting with its dedicated representation for The Mark Moss Show. Podimo is shifting its creator monetization model from stream-based rewards to revenue share for exclusive or ad-free content, effective August 1st. Podscribe added automated social engagement tracking for Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube tied to podcast sponsorship campaigns, unifying social and podcast attribution in one dashboard. Audio UK's APA's entry period opens July 1st with early bird pricing through August 30th, a September 16th final deadline, and winners will be announced November 26th at the BFI in London. Speaking of England, Radio Centre CEO Matt Payton reports on Audio's Cannes Lion comeback, citing an FEX System 1 study of 1,262 campaigns that found audio-inclusive ads lifted profit by 75% and trust by 81%. And eCause.ai's new tool lets podcasters generate voice-cloned host-read ads with per-episode approval, a route to CPMs 3 to 4 times higher than pre-recorded programmatic spots. That'll do it for today's episode of The Download. You can find all the links to everything I just talked about by clicking the link in your show notes that takes you to today's episode on soundsprofitable.com, where you can also subscribe to get the newsletter version sent straight to your inbox every day. Today's issue was written and produced by myself, Molly DeMillier, Tom Webster, and Brian Barletta. For Sounds Profitable, I'm Gavin Gaddis, and we'll see you tomorrow.